If your gut symptoms always seem to get worse in the winter, unfortunately, you're not imagining it. The cold, the stress, the sugar, the parties, they all combine to make this perfect storm of bloating, constipation, and flare ups. So it doesn't have to be that way. Let's talk about what's actually going on and how to support your digestion throughout the winter season without overhauling your whole life or your whole diet. Hey, if we haven't met before, I'm Erin Harner. I'm an integrative registered dietitian nutritionist and gut health IBS and SIBO coach. I help women get to the root of their digestive issues so they can feel better and eat with confidence again. Let's talk about why winter is pretty hard on the gut. Winter isn't just cold and dark. In the case of my climate, it's snowy and cold and gray. But it can be hard on your digestion too. Here's why. We have three key factors at play. The first one is the cold, dry weather. So when we have cold, dry weather, this slows circulation. It dries up. We need more water, not less. So it dehydrates our body a little bit. And this actually affects metabolism. It affects hydration, and it affects your digestion. Next, we have stress. At the end of the year, stress really tends to ramp up. We have a combination of parties and events and end of year deadlines combined with more sugar and more alcohol and more rich foods. And this really creates the perfect storm. We have less movement and more sitting and a disruption to the routines that we were in throughout the rest of the year, especially if you live in a climate where it might be really snowy outside like it is for me. When your body shifts out of rhythm, your gut really feels it. Your gut thrives on rhythm. So what does your gut actually need to get through the winter without so much struggle? It's not that complicated. In the winter, it's really important to lean into what your body's already asking for. Instead of salads and a lot of raw foods, leaning into warming, cooked foods, roasted vegetables, soups, stews, things that are warming and very hydrating. Also, soothing herbs and spices can be really important. Things like ginger and fennel and peppermint and chai spices like clove and cardamom, all those warming spices that make you feel really good and help the gut stimulate digestion and warm up the gut this time of year. Ginger and turmeric are two of my favorites. These herbs and spices really support digestion, reduce bloat, and warm the body from the inside out, which is really important with all of the other things going on. Next, it's really, really important, especially this time of year, to slow down, to drop into rest and digest, to let go of the crazy and let go of the hustle, take a few deep breaths before you eat, and remember that you're eating. In order to digest properly, we have to be in a rest and digest state or a parasympathetic nervous system state. So we need to slow down. We need to let the stress go because it's going to shut down digestion. And we're going to breathe. We're going to be thankful for our meals, and we're going to chew our food really, really well to help support our gut, especially this time of year where it's already struggling. Even little shifts in routines and rhythms like this can make a huge difference for how you feel and how your gut functions throughout the winter. Also, simple things like drinking a cup of tea, sipping on some ginger tea after meals can make a big difference. I love to have chai tea in the morning. It's full of those rich, warming spices that warms my body up from the inside out and also helps regulate digestion throughout the day. You don't have to give up joy or holiday treats or let go of all your favorite things. But it's important to notice how your body feels when you have certain things. How do you feel when you have too much sugar? How do you feel when you have a lot of alcohol? How do you feel when you have a lot of raw or cold foods or eat a whole big salad in the wintertime? How does that feel in your body? How does it feel when you are grazing all day long from breakfast and snacks and lunch and snacks and snacks and snacks and dinner and more snacks? How does that feel in your body? Not saying that these things are wrong or bad or problematic, but it's important to tune in and just see how they feel. Are they serving you or are they maybe not serving you? So let me give you a few gut-friendly swaps that might be really helpful to try instead. Mocktails are great. Sometimes it's lovely to have a glass of wine, and other times it's great to have a mocktail. Mocktails with pomegranate juice are one of my favorites. Just a little splash of pomegranate juice, amazing for flavor and polyphenols, maybe some lime, maybe some peppermint. So many different combinations that you can do without the alcohol to support the gut. Also, ginger kombucha is wonderful. You can make like a ginger kombucha spritzer where you have kombucha mixed with some sparkling water if you can do sparkling water. Cinnamon tea, peppermint tea, these are amazing for the gut. Ginger tea, fennel tea, the list could go on and on and on. All those things are very soothing to the gut. They help with bloating, they help with pain, they help improve digestion. Roasted root vegetables instead of raw salads. If you want to have a little bit of raw greens, fine, but I love to do things like warmed whole grains like quinoa or brown rice, or some roasted sweet potatoes or butternut squash with the salad to warm it up, make it nice and warm and cozy for my gut. Also, baked fruits can be wonderful. Think baked apples instead of a sugary dessert. These things feel really festive, but they don't leave your gut feeling wrecked at the end of the day. And last but not least, it's really important this time of year to support your nervous system. The gut does not function well in fight or flight. So making time for the things that shift you into that rest and digest state can be really helpful. Whether that's taking a few deep breaths before you eat, shifting into a practice of gratitude before you go to bed, first thing in the morning, or right before meals. Being thankful is one of the best ways to drop into that rest and digest state. Being grateful for what you have, being grateful for the food in front of you, helps you take a deep breath to calm and get into that sense of gratitude and calm and peace so that you can digest. Also, hot baths, especially with Epsom salts, which are rich in magnesium. Reading a good book, taking a walk with a friend, going cross-country skiing or snowshoeing or whatever you like to do inside or outside this time of year, leaning into hobbies can be a wonderful thing to help bring some joy into your life. Because when we're happy, when we experience joy, our gut can calm down. Things that are cozy and introspective can also be wonderful, like listening to an audiobook while curled up on the couch with a blanket, journaling, stretching, or sipping some warm tea in the evening. These can all be wonderfully nourishing practices to help us just slow down, calm our nervous system, and get back into our bodies. And these things aren't indulgent. They're essential if you want your digestion to work properly. We cannot heal in a nervous system state where our body is frazzled and fried and stressed all the time. In order to heal, we have to be in a parasympathetic state. We have to be calm. So if winter's already felt like a challenge for your gut, don't wait for a flare to lean in and figure it out. Try these strategies, cook more, slow down, drink tea, rest more, support your body with what it's really asking for, which is to slow down, to lean into warmth, to lean into cozy, to lean into some rest and peace, especially as the season ramps up. And if you're not sure what your gut actually needs right now, take my free gut clarity quiz. It is a wonderful next step to help you figure out what to do, what gut type you have, and what the next best steps are for you based on your gut type. I'll drop the link for the quiz below. You don't have to tough it out. Let this season be the season where your gut finally gets what it needs.